What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 in Minecraft. This is part 61, and in this one, we're going to be finishing off this little bay room here, along with getting the hallway done, and starting off the walls of the furnace room over here. We just get, like, these two walls done here, this one and this one. Anyway, yeah, that is all. So, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so we're gonna get straight into it. To start off in this room, or to finish this room, you have the following materials. Chiseled, okay, whoops, I hit Windows key. Chiseled bookshelves, polished basalt, pale oak trapdoors, that's the wrong category, there we go. Pale oak buttons, bamboo trapdoors, pale oak fence gates, structure board or what? Structure board? Structure void or barrier, doesn't really matter which one. I'll go with structure void, I guess. Yellow banner. And I don't think there's anything else that makes sense here, so we're just gonna leave it there. You want to start from the entrance point of this room, which should be this dark oak door here. Just to the left of it in this corner, you're gonna count back by 1 and place a chiseled bookshelf. Then count back by 3, place a polished basalt that should face up. Back diagonally left another polished basalt. Back diagonally left a chiseled bookshelf. Extend that bookshelf left by 2. And out of those 3, the middle one you'll extend forward and backward by 1 to give you this plus. The only thing really with the chiseled bookshelves is it's, as per usual, preferred that the bookshelf part is invisible on any of them. So just keep that in mind as you're building. Anyway, extend each chiseled bookshelf here on this plus shape up an additional row. The one over there stays. On the center of this, I guess the front block against the wall, you'll place a pale oak trapdoor open up against said wall. Gap of 1 moving left, and you'll place a pale oak button on that tough brick. On the floor, in line with that pale oak button on this particular stone, you'll count back by 2 and place 2 bamboo trapdoors extending up that are open backwards. Behind them, you'll place pale oak fence gates that connect into them, basically, like so, and then behind those fence gates, you'll place more trapdoors open against the fence gates. You'll also have a trapdoor on top of the fence gates. You have to crouch to place a lot of those, so just keep that in mind in general when you're following anything for me. If you're having, like, one of these happen, like you're trying to place this and you're like, what? Just crouch and do it. I usually try to specify, but I won't always. Especially when we're, 60 parts into a series. Anyway, from the, middle of this ladder, which is going to be this particular trapdoor, or the fence gates under, or whichever, you want to count left by 2 so you're against the wall, and then back by 1 and going back, place 2 upward-facing polished basalt. Back diagonally right by 1 on this block, you'll have a polished basalt facing front to back. From that polished basalt, you'll count back 3 and left by 1 and place either a structure void or barrier here. Off the right of it, a yellow banner. This is my insane wet floor sign design. Might be the greatest thing I've ever done in this game. Anyway, trace all the way back in line with the banner, which is just 1 block off the wall, and 1 block before the final stone as well, you'll place a polished basalt there facing up. We should have gotten a dark oak sign out, so I guess you can grab one real quick. And just to the right of this 3x4 doorway, you're going to be not the second block up of it, but the third up, where you'll just place a dark oak sign there. Cool. You can clear your inventory and get out the following. Hold on. Dark oak slabs, which we will use for planks here. Dark oak stairs, nether brick walls, dark oak trapdoors, hay bales, and we're gonna go lever. Nah, I changed my mind actually. Get out the following concretes: red, blue, lime, and also get our yellow terracotta. Cool. So, just to the right of the little stairs, here you're going to be on, I believe it is the second stone over. Yes, the second one, we're going to place a dark oak plank with a stair on top. Just use 2 slabs to make the plank. To the right of this plank, you're placing another brick wall. Hay bale with the fully yellow portion facing out like this, and then right of that, another nether brick wall. On top of the hay bale, you want a dark oak slab, and on top of either nether brick wall, you'll place dark oak trapdoors. God, sorry. On the right side, which is this wall, you're going to be on the 4th tough brick out. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And you're actually going to be at the 3rd up, which is where I am coincidentally right now. This tough brick you'll replace with a blue concrete. Gap of 4 going forward, and this one will be a lime. Opposite the lime on this wall, you'll place a yellow terracotta, and opposite the blue concrete, you'll place a red concrete. And that should give you this. Cool. Those are your levers that are the weird combo here. I forget the combo. It's like red, blue, lime, yellow, or something like that. I think that's wrong, but it's something with that particular set at least. Or like where they're in a weird order, where they go across and then across again. Anyway, materials you need next up are stone brick walls, stone bricks, dark oak trapdoors, levers, and lightning rods. And that should be everything to finish this room other than the banner letters. But I don't want to think about those. So off of each of the 4 colored blocks here on the side, you want to just place levers. You can have one of them like down if you want, but I think when you push all them down, if the code is wrong, that they all just go back up anyway. But you could have like 2 of them down or something, like the red and the yellow or something. I guess it'd just be one side, I don't know. I feel like the only one that'd be logical is opposite corners, so red and lime or blue and yellow. On the front wall, it wants to be on this particular portion with the like cyan terracotta pillar here. You want to take the tough brick, not the row against the wall, but one out. And you're also going to be on the 4th one down, which is this one, and place a stone brick wall coming out. So you can kind of see where that is positioned. You have 3 there, 1 there. You extend that wall out with a stone brick block. 3 walls, block, and then just walls going all the way back. Same Y level, but 1 block off of the right wall this time. You want to do the same thing. It's still 3 off the top, 1 off the side. You want the stone brick walls in the same positions, and then you want stone brick blocks where the stone brick blocks were as well. The stone brick walls will go more forward, and I guess less backward here, just because of the positioning of the walls in this room being a little odd, but yeah. Just the only thing that you want to make sure is your stone brick blocks are in line. I guess everything else is whatever. Gonna use the hole in the ceiling for this. Just to the right of a block, you want to place another row of these stone brick walls and blocks. And again, the blocks are still in line. But the walls, I guess the walls are actually the same as the same as neither, technically. Because it's shorter on the back than the one, and it's shorter on the front from the other. Anyway, you should end up with this. To the right, ironically off both sides of the hole, actually, we're going to take the front section, or the front row of walls here. You're going to be the first block that you can place directly off of, and you're going to place a lever pointed backwards. Behind it, you'll have the 2 lightning rods coming off, and then the lever pointed towards those lightning rods as well. Make sure that, again, you'll just place 2 off of the original lightning rod, and then you'll end up breaking the original one and placing it off of the other lightning rod, actually. Like so. Should give you this. The next part is probably the most annoying part in this room, which is saying something since we have banner letters involved. But out of the 2 stone brick blocks, I guess the bottom ones, you want to take the front set specifically and place a dark oak trapdoor under either and connect them together. I'm going to try to keep the direction the same, but it doesn't matter a ton, I guess. You'll then place a trapdoor open up against the side of these stone brick blocks. It is also brought up by 1. That's where the similarities end, though. It is the left side from the angle I'm at, but it's technically the right side of the room. Just the side with the dark oak door down there. You want to come in from this top trap door with a trap door that just, my goodness, goes across like that. Then up from that with a trap door open towards the center. Then in from that with a trap door at the top half. Up with a trap door open to the inside, and then in with a trap door like so. The other one you're doing the same. The only thing is when you go like in, you're going in by 2. So 2 trapdoors moving in that are, you know, off the top half. Off that second one, you'll have a trapdoor open towards the center. Then 2 trapdoors in, whatever. And the last one should end with 1. We'll have to do more of those later, so hopefully that wasn't too bad. But yeah, these are really annoying to place and get right, just because the shaping of it is always odd. You either like, It's screwed up either here or here, because ideally you'd bring it out from there, like just directly above the block. Rather than... sorry, having the gap. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Loom, gray banners, and black dye. Pop your loom on the floor. Also, you need gray dye. I don't know why I didn't say that. But smack your loom on the floor, put in your first gray banner, and we're going to then throw another banner on the ground, I guess. But you want to start by putting in your black dye, and just doing pretty much every line around the perimeter, which is... Actually, pretty much every line you can, other than down the center. So you're doing across top, which is G-Fest, across bottom, which is Base Fest, down left and right, which is Pale Dexter and Pale Sinister, and then left to right through the center, which is Fest. It'll give you an 8, which is actually a B. Next gray banner in, you'll do the line across the top, which is G-Fest. Take out your black and put in a singular gray. And do the lozenge pattern. I don't know why I'm tired right now. Put back in your black dye, do line down left and right, which is Pale Dexter and Pale Sinister, and then line left to right to the center, which is Fez. Next one, that's not quite right. Gray banner in with black dye. You want to do line from top left to bottom right, which is bend. You'll then put in a gray dye, a singular gray dye, and do the full top or bottom half as gray, which is Perfest inverted. Put back in your black, do line from top right to bottom left, which is bend sinister. That's lowercase y. I do have an uppercase one, but I don't think I'd use it before this. And then for the number, I think it's a 2. Yeah, you want to put in your gray banner and your black dye and do line across top and bottom, which is Chief Fest and Base Fest. Then do line from top right to bottom left, which is bend sinister. If you then take these banners and you want to go above the gate here, you want to be on the top left tough brick of this flat portion of the wall before it goes like out that row. And from this tough brick, you'll count down by 1 and you'll place your B banner. Right of it the A, right of that the Y, then a gap of 1 and then the 2. Like so. Clear your inventory, and I guess I'll talk about texturing real quick. This room, it's the same as it has been with the, the stone being textured that way, and the only other thing is that gray concrete powder is actually used officially in this room for the cyan terracotta. And for the tough bricks, there are some polished blackstone bricks used, like at the top. Very rarely, though. So, for this hallway, you want to start by getting out the following. Tough bricks. Tough brick slabs. Block of coal. Stone. Polished blackstone. Polished blackstone stairs. Red concrete. Yellow terracotta and cyan concrete. So if we head all the way over to, at the end of this hallway, this particular red on the end, you want to take the inner row of red and extend it over with 4 tough bricks, and then a cyan concrete. This cyan you will bring, from this angle, will be back by 1 and then right as well, to give you this kind of right angle. It'll be back 1 and then from that back block, right 1. Or if you're like on the inside of the hallway, it'd be left and then back. But it should give you that. The tough brick wall on the other side will be brought all the way over until it's just the same point, like so. So just before the cyan, you're stopping. Because there's a cobble deep set pillar on that corner. That furnace room is going to be a bit weird to do. I am just saying that right now. So, starting from the beginning, you want to... This is where you should have the colored things on the left. You want to be just in front of the arrow. And in the floor, you're going to place a block of coal. So I guess towards the, starting point of the hallway. From each of them. Like so. You can see that should give you a consistent pattern. Then what you can do is you can actually take the cyan concrete corner here, this corner, I guess the inner corner one, and you'll bring that corner cyan specifically down with a block of coal, which will actually extend in either direction until you are in line with the wall, basically. Then with the rest of these colored ones here, it's the same thing where it's just further back from them where they block as you're walking down the hallway. Well, I guess actually no, it'd be further forward before. So yeah, now it's further back. And it's still on the floor. The one exception is with the cyan. It's just in line with the final cyan. Like so, it'll just be, I guess, left. So each block of coal will be brought across the hallway and, you know, at the respective length or whatever. Stop bringing that one across. And then the remainder of the floor will be filled in with stone. I do apologize, I'm yawning. I don't know why I'm tired. It's not like I didn't sleep or anything. I don't get it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun to play this. It's gonna be such a fun time. Yeah, okay, so my plan is finish this hallway, I think. You should already know that, but just like thinking about the time, since we're 16 minutes in right now of the Billy's tutorial itself, excluding the intro. But yeah, we'll see. Because then it'd be like, furnace room would get probably a part and a half, and then that area like beyond it would get a couple parts, so. I feel like once the chase is done, it'll be like, okay, yeah. Should be cruising from here. I mean, honestly, right now, it's not too bad. I'm kind of at that point, though, just determined to get it done. Like, I'm ready. Ready to move on with my tutorial endeavors. Anyway, you should end up with this. So, you want to extend each of the cyan concretes, red terracotta, or red concretes and yellow terracottas up by 5. You only need to do the outer rows, though. I guess you should ask yourself, will it be visible from the inner wall once we fill up the tough bricks? And it's just really these rows particularly. Okay. Because, well, no, actually, I think those are fine here on this wall. I was going to say there is the room on the other side of this wall that isn't double layered. So, like, it'd be ideal to not bring them up anyway in case we need to remove them or whatever, but I don't actually think we will. You should end up with this. With the exception of that one cyan concrete corner, which is this one, you're going to take the tops of each of them and extend them across by 3, which is like across the length of the hallway, like so. Same way the coal went, I guess. You'll notice it's one short of the wall right now. Just ignore that. It will become important later. Oh, there's something weird with the way I did something in this area. I just remembered. I did something with fence gates to make the detailing look better, and it's so odd. You should have this. Underneath the, like, I guess in the corner of each one, you'll just place an additional row of cyan at the top here. Just underneath that row going across. And that'll just give you some kind of nice arches. Depends how you define nice, but cool. The next step is going to be a little bit odd. So if you take the wall opposite them, we're going to actually start from the beginning of the hallway again and take this tough brick wall. This first tough brick, you'll extend up by 2. Then extend that top tough brick back with a polished blackstone. 2 tough bricks, polished blackstone, 2 tough bricks, polished blackstone, etc., etc., until you should end with 1 tough brick after a polished blackstone, and then that'll connect kind of into the cyan. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Nice. I'm then going to recommend you get rid of your stone and block of coal and get out cyan terracotta and polished blackstone slabs. And I'd recommend bringing this corner of cyan also up by 5. Because then what you can do from that is take the tough brick just to the right of it on this wall and bring it up with a tough brick and then a polished blackstone. And do the same thing going across here. The repeating 2 polished blackstone, or 2 tough bricks and then polished blackstone, I should say. And eventually you'll hit the end of the tough bricks. It should be on a polished blackstone. If it's not, don't, like, stress it entirely, because that is kind of a loose end right now. I guess figuratively and literally. But you see here, it's just before the cyan. That's where it should be. And your floor should go 2 further right now, which will get mitigated later. On top of the polished blackstone row on both walls, you want just a row of tough bricks. And I'm also going to actually fill under it the row, because I might as well. There's no reason to not. Let's get that out of the way. So up and down. Then on both of these walls, I'll actually take that row of tough bricks and extend it in with a row of upside down tough brick slabs, which is, you know, towards the center of the hallway. You should just kind of connect into pillars or into the void, I guess, on this side, but that's not really important. And then you'll place 2 rows of tough bricks on top of those slabs. From here, it's fairly self-explanatory what you're probably doing. You're gonna just bring the rest of the tough bricks up by 5 to make them the same height as everything else. And then that'll give you the walls finished. Also, make sure that doorway on the one wall gets filled around to where it's a 2x3, since, you know, that's the standard here. I'll always try to specify that, because I think... Actually, there was one door in this chapter that wasn't. It was the door after the little slide room in the game station. That was a 1x2. Or that was a normal... I think it was a warp door. And... But yeah, other than that, I think this chapter's been all 2x3s. You should have this. Underneath each polished blackstone, you want off of this tough brick a polished blackstone stair. Below that, an upside down polished blackstone slab. I'm going to rearrange so I can do this a little bit more efficiently. And yeah, I still don't know what these things are, but they're here, so. I would love to know what, like, Mob's actual thought process was for these. I probably mentioned that when we did them before. But, like, genuinely, what are they supposed to be? Are they, like, chutes or something? Why would you need that many if that's the case? That's so many! Anyway, unrelated. You can fill in your ceiling with stone. I'm going to actually clear my inventory when I do this, because we shouldn't need any of this stuff again. So we can peacefully fill in our ceiling. And then we'll actually be almost done the hallway once that's done. I don't think there's anything other than... I mean, there's a couple things, obviously, for detailing. I didn't know the area that Mommy came out of. I just realized. I'm pretty sure there's a hole in the ceiling in one of these, which is where Mommy comes from to, boo, scare you. Unless she just, like, appears out of the darkness. That's also an option, but I never paid attention. It's like, I want to say it's this one right here. It's, like, just before the door. It's one of these two, either side of this cyan. That she seems to come out of the ceiling, but who knows. I'll head back to the beginning of the hall and get rid of my one material and get out the following to start decorating. Pale oak fence. Pale oak fence gates. Mangrove trapdoors. Grindstones. Where are they? There they are. Chains. Cyan carpet. Nether brick fence. mangrove fence gates, and for some reason, polished andesite. That will actually almost get the entire hallway done, I do believe. There's a couple things later on that we'll need to, I think, remove certain things for, since we still need the grindstones, I believe. But the first panel we have to worry about is just after this first yellow terracotta arch. In the ceiling, out of the 4 blocks, you're going to take the front right stone and count back diagonally left by 1 to place a grindstone. To the right of the grindstone, you want a pale oak fence gate with 1 behind it. These are really annoying to deal with, and I'll explain why in a sec. You'll extend those fence gates down by 2, down diagonally right 1, and down by 2 again. So, bottom row of fence gates is open to the right. The 2 above it are opened left. Have fun figuring this out. I'm going to electrofly in here, and I should be able to click it from where I am right now. And it opens that way, yeah. You have to pretty much get behind them. Cool. Next 2 rows are open into the wall, and then the top row is open outwards again. Like that. Just to try to make that angle work a little bit better. Opposite of that, just behind the yellow terracotta, you'll extend up with 4 pale oak fences. Go back with a pale oak fence gate, and then another pale oak fence, which that one will have a mangrove trapdoor off of it. Yeah, extend that fence both all the way up and all the way down with more fences. And then not the top fence, but 1 down, you'll extend forward by 2 to go over top the fence gate. Next section on the ceiling, the front right stone, you will extend down with 4 chains. On the left wall, just in front of the block of coal row, you'll place pale oak fences going floor to ceiling. Next one is grindstone, so it'll be front right stone, count back diagonally left, you'll have a grindstone. In front of the yellow terracotta on the wall here, you'll place a cyan carpet with 1 in front. Next panel is open, but in line with the back half of red concrete, you want to be not on the right wall, but 1 to the left, and you'll place another brick fence. Extend it back by 1, which should be off of this slab here. Up 2, right 1, and then up 1. You'll have to break a slab for that, but that is okay. Good lord, I don't know, my throat is dying. Take this cyan here, and you'll, from this top one, count left 2 and back 1 and place a grindstone. From that, count back 1, left by 2, and place a row of mangrove fence gates. Here, going floor to, or ceiling to floor, opened up against the wall. You'll extend them back a row so they're in the corner as well. On this back wall here, so don't ask me why, but the top row of tough bricks here is actually going to be polished andesite. When you texture, or if you have, depending on, the textured version would be polished deep slate. For this row particularly. I don't know why it's here, but it's here, so, you know. It should give you this. Cool. Moving on with our lives. Just after the yellow terracotta here, you want to look to your right, which is going to be between the yellow and the red. And off the red, we'll say, you'll actually do the same thing we did before, I just realized. You'll go up with 4 pale oak fences. Extend forward with a fence gate, and then a fence with a mangrove trapdoor open up against it. Bring that fence all the way up and down. Fence above the one with the trapdoor will be brought back by 2. You can get rid of your cyan carpet, nether brick fence, mangrove fence gates, and polished andesite and get out the following. Stone brick walls, red carpet, prismarine walls, and stripped mangrove logs. And that will finish off this hallway. Nice. Off of the... not the top 2, I guess the middle 2 red actually on the front of this pillar you'll break and replace with stone brick walls. Hopefully you'll already have tough bricks to the side here, but if you don't, just fill them in. There's also actually a grindstone to the left of this top pale oak fence. Glad to notice, or glad to see that does exist. I just almost forgot. Just behind the red concrete on the left wall, actually, I guess it'll be beyond the block of coal, you'll place 2 red carpet extending back. Next segment, you have the grindstone, so from the cyan, you'll go back diagonally left, place a grindstone. Left of it, a prismarine wall, which will be brought all the way down to the ground. Behind that, a row of pale oak fences. Carrying backwards a little bit more, you'll take this red concrete pillar and go forward diagonally left with a strip mangrove log facing forward. Behind that section, just behind the red, you'll go back diagonally left with a grindstone. And that's that hallway done. Nice. Next room is the furnace room. So this one, I don't want to say it's going to be easy, but it is not going to be insanely difficult either. Get out the following to start. Materials to start. Andesite. Cobbled deep slate. Cobbled deep slate walls. Polished andesite. Cyan concrete. Red concrete. Yellow terracotta. Sea lanterns. And we can get out block of coal, I guess. So from this cyan pillar here that you have, you want to extend to the left of the bottom particular cyan concrete with, we're just going to say for now, like 12 andesite. This room is going to be different. In water treatment, we would have built in the patterns after in the wall, but we're going to do them as we go here since there's more of them, and it's just, I don't want to have to place polished andesite and then break half of it. On top of what should be a cyan concrete here, just like back diagonally up from this first andesite, you'll place a cobbled deep slate block. Extend it left by 1. Then with 5 cyan concrete. 2 cobbled deep slate. 5 polished andesite. 2 cobbled deep slate. So when you do this part, you want to place 4 red rather than 5. I place 5 here and I say 5, but it should be 4. That just will make this number when you bring the andesite over here. I think it was 8 in the video. Yeah, it should be 7. So just keep that little thing in mind. I do apologize for the slight mistake. 2 cobbled deep slate. 3 polished andesite and 1 cobbled deep slate. So if you have 10 andesite, like I do, you want to extend the andesite back an additional 3. Or left an additional 3, I guess. So it'll be in line with this cobbled deep slate here. This first one before the red. Beyond that, you'll then place 4 block of coal. And then just andesite going the rest of the way, which should be 8. Nice. Extend the block of coal towards you, a row. And then you'll go down diagonally right from there. Out of this row of 4 coal, the left 3 you'll bring down diagonally forward by 1 each. And then out of the 4x2 at the top here, you'll take the back right coal and extend it up by 1, and then go left by 2. For the andesite blocks that you actually can get rid of your regular andesite and get out andesite walls, and just place andesite walls in front of all of them. Just kind of go around the coal, or just like ignore it, I guess. You do not want to go in front of that cyan, though. Had to confirm that. Okay, each cobbled deep slate block you'll do the same thing with. I'll take this furthest right one just for now. You'll extend up diagonally forward, 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 and up. So it should be 5 rows of 2 if you were counting. There is one exception, though. On the pillar that we did here, the left half of it, the third like row of 2 or the middle one, you'll place a sea lantern in place of the bottom one, like so. It's really the only weird thing we have, though. The rest are just brought up the same. This just breaks up our wall preemptively, so we can work with it a little bit easier. But yeah. I think I fixed my voice blowing out practically. Which is good. You may notice we're kind of close to a floor above us, but we don't hit it, don't worry. And that's another way we can actually know that everything is lined up accordingly, at least on the Y level, is if that is double layered there. At least I believe that is the case. Yes, it is. I had to make sure. I'm never truly aware anymore, or sure anymore, I should say. Nice. From this point, we're going to take each section and just go... We're going to say left to right in them because I can. We'll start with this one with the cyan base. So the first row will be 4 yellow and then an andesite, which is polished. I just don't feel like saying it. I'll either say andesite, cyan, red, or yellow, and that's just these 4 materials. Next row is the same. Next row is yellow, 2 red, 2 andesite. Next 2 rows are the same. Don't forget about the diagonals as well as you do this. And then from there, it's just however many rows of andesite into the top. Is it 5? Yes, it's 5. Nice. Next panel over with the andesite base. You're again going left to right. First row is entirely cyan. Next row, you actually get rid of your block of coal and get out a block of emerald. And going left to right, you'll place red, andesite, emerald, 2 andesite. Next row is the same, but the emerald is just an andesite instead. And then next 2 rows are red and then 4 cyan. So again, 1 more row of it. Next row is an andesite and then 4 cyan. Next row is 5 andesite. Next row is 3 yellow and then 2 andesite. Next row is the same, and then the top is a row of andesite again. Next one with the red base. First row is just andesite, and it should actually be 4. That's always fun. So for this red section, you want to, for the first row, just place a full row of andesite, which should be 4. Next row will be 2 andesite and then 2 yellow. Next row is the same. Next row is 3 andesite and then a red. Next 2 are the same. Next one is 2 red and then 2 andesite, if I could place it properly. Next is the same. And then the final 2 are both 2 red, yellow, andesite. Nice. The final one is as follows. It's a row of... It should be a section of 3, and the first row will be andesite. Next will be 2 yellow and then andesite. Next is the same. Next is 2 yellow and a red. Next is cyan and 2 red. Then the next 4 are andesite and 2 red. So again, you'll then copy that 3 more times. And then the top row is 3 red. That is that wall done. For the most part, I guess we have that little section. Yeah, actually, we can do that one real quick. So, to the right of this, you want to take the second to last cobble deep state square, which is this one here, and extend the bottom row right with 6 polished andesite. Still following the trajectory, on top of that, you'll place 2 full rows of yellow terracotta and then a row of red concrete. What we can do now is off of the, coming to the hallway, this like tough brick row here, you'll extend out with 2 rows of cobble deep slate, which will each get brought left a row. They should just be the height of the cyan concrete pillar there. It should be 6 tall. Because I'm trying to essentially work our way to get this wall done here. So, forward diagonally, right from that, you'll place a row of red that is the same height. It will line up. Yes, it will line up. Actually, I didn't think it did for some reason, but it does. From the bottom 3 red, you'll extend each one forward with 3 polished andesite each, which will give you a square. The 2 rows above, you'll extend forward with 3 cyan concrete each, and then the top will be yellow terracotta in front. Extend both the cyan and yellow forward with 5 additional yellow. And then that final row of yellow will be brought down with 3 polished andesite. From that point in front of the bottom polished andesite, you'll place 6 yellow, 2 rows of red on top of it. And then if you're looking at it from an angle like I am, you want to take the bottom right red, count left by 1, make it a cyan concrete, count left by 1 again, break it, and I'll get rid of my block of emerald, and you can actually get out polished basalt and just place an upward facing polished basalt in that hole. You can then actually take these yellow rows here from the that we brought across earlier and extend them right with 2 rows of cyan and then 4 rows of polished andesite, which should fill out this portion of the wall. This wall will finish and then I'll probably end. You'll go forward diagonally right from this wall with a row of cobbled deep slate and then extend it towards you a row, like so. Extend the cobbled deep slate on that side up an additional 6, which should be the same height as the other wall, the one opposite of it. I'm going to place 2 rows of cobbled deep slate on top of this wall here, along with over top of the cyan and blue, just so we can kind of have some sort of a placeholder point here, like so. Then what we can do is on top of the cobbled deep slate here on this particular wall, the side wall that we're working on with the little opening there, on top of the furthest right cobbled deep slate row, you'll place a row of yellow extending up that should be 4 tall. Next row over will be a full row of red. And then the next 3, these are columns, I guess, going top to, or bottom to top. You'll place a yellow and then 3 cyan. Again, 3 times going over. You'll then have going up on the next row, it'll be 2 yellow, red, polished andesite, and each of those blocks will just get brought all the way over to fill in the remainder of this wall. Nice. Clear your inventory and get out the following: polished deep slate stairs and polished deep slate blocks. And what you can do is off the cobbled deep slate on this wall where we would have entered from, you'll just place polished deep slate extending in just 1 row from each block. Then in from this strip of cobbled deep slate on this wall, along with the polished deep slate, you'll place just polished deep slate stairs facing in on the bottom row and upside down stairs on the top row, which should fill out like this. We can technically fill in the floor now, but I don't want to worry about it because we technically don't have the full proportions. I mean, that is the size of the room overall, so you can kind of use that to your advantage, although this wall sticks 1 further out than the cobbled deep slate. There is one more thing I want to do, though. Taking those diagonal cobbled deep slate rows here on this wall, you want to place cobbled deep slate walls outside of each block, including the sea lantern, but they're just going, like, you know, this way. I guess the only way that they can. And yeah, this will just make it a little bit thicker and actually have them pop out properly. And while I'm thinking about it, you might want to place a warp button on the block of emerald that we placed. Just because I do think that'll be good to get out of the way, so we don't have to do it later. So you see this emerald right here, just boop, warp button. Anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, Part 61 complete, I think. We're rapidly approaching the end, finally. Hopefully next part we'll be able to finish this room along with maybe starting the next area, but I don't know how far we'll go with that. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, that still isn't English. I gotta fix that one day. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Or night. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.